Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you all for today's class. Today it is class 3, inshallah. Is my voice clear? Am I audible? Yes. Okay, alhamdulillah. So let's straight away go into today's class. Right. So what all we discussed in the last two class? Can anyone just give some points in the chat box? Like what did we see? Basic things. So yes, we saw the basic concepts of prophetic medicine and also how acupressure and pajama therapy works, right? So we saw how the pressure points work, what are the meridians and how many meridians do we have across the body, okay, and how one can use those meridians for treatment purposes. Right, so today we are going to see two important theories. One is the 5-element theory, the other one is the yin yang therapy, or otherwise known as the the male female therapy. Okay, because these two theories are mostly used during treatment and even during diagnosis. Okay, so these theories are used, can be used in our daily everyday life, when it comes to sickness, when it comes to fitness, inshallah. Okay, so let's straight away go into these theories. So number one, we learned today about the yin yang theory. This is the Chinese word. It is for it means pairs. Okay, in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Wa min kulli shay'in khalaqna zawjayn," pairs, la'allakum tadhakkarun. And of everything we have created pairs, that you may remember the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah Zariyat. So here in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he explains us that Allah has created everything in pairs. You take anything, okay, right? Not just, living beings or the human race or the animal kingdom. You take anything, okay? Sky, the earth, fire, water, things which do not have life, okay? Emotions, happy, sadness, okay, fear, confidence, right? You take anything in this world, in this whole universe, everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in pairs, isn't it? Right? So this is what we are going to learn, the first theory. This is called, in Chinese it is known as yin yang. It is you practiced, okay, in diagnosis and treatment, okay, and this is also in line with prophetic medicine, right? So there are so many things which we can differentiate between yin and yang. So there is a list on the screen. When you have darkness, you have brightness, sedentary, moving, form, function, night, day, water, fire, blood. Chi is what? It's energy, life force. Front, you have back. For down, you have up. Moon, sun, black, white, male, female, death, life, cold, heat. Okay, so there are n number of things. Okay, we have no end to this, list at all. Okay, at the same time, there are certain very surprising features which these two things have, right? So what are those features? Those are very important ones which we need to really understand. Okay, the first thing is what? All these two entities, you take anything, you take day and night, you take darkness, light, these two, they have opposing natures, isn't it? So what happens, is, say for example, you have fire, the opposite is water. So water extinguishes the fire, isn't it? And fire also has the ability to vaporize the water when it heats. When it gets heated up, the water, it boils and it vaporizes. So both, they have opposing natures. That is, they can appease. That is, they can lower down their levels. Right? They can destroy one another. But at the same time, no, they are independent. That is, they are dependent with each other. Okay, they are dependent on each other. Say for example, male, female, yeah, they both are opposites. They have opposite nature, but they are dependent to form, a family. In order to perform a function, they depend themselves. So even though they have opposing natures, these entities, they even depend on each other. At the same time, right, they have mutual consumption. Okay, right, they consume each other as well, right? Like how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Alam tara anna Allah yulijul layla fin nahar wa yulijul nahara fil layl. Do you not see that Allah causes the night to enter the day and causes the day to enter the night? Okay, so this is the cycle what I'm talking about. Okay, so the cycle keeps on, happening. Okay, all the time, right? This cycle of day and night. So these are the features which just I want to let you know, so that you can understand this concept in a broader way, inshallah. Okay. So now here, this slide is about one point which Imam Ibn Qayyim says, that everything which exists in the universe, it exists just because of the balance. Okay. Right? Existence, whatever exists, it is based on the balance. That is, everything in our universe, it's in balance condition. Only then exists. Okay, nothing is higher, right, and nothing is lesser. It's all right, in due proportion. That's what Allah says in the Holy Quran, right? He says, "Walarda madadna walqaina fiha rawasi wa ambatna fiha min kulli shay'in mawzun." Everything Allah has placed in a balanced manner, right? So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed in balanced manner, everything. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends rain. So the amount of rain which Allah sends, okay, it's proportional. Okay, it's proportional, it's in a balanced form. The air, the wind which Allah sends, it is in balanced form. Everything is in balanced form, right? The production, that is, the population of all the organisms, right, they are all under control. Allah controls, almost everything is in balance, right? So here Imam Ibn Qayyim says that all the creations, right, they have opponents. They are controlled, by some other opposite. Okay, they keep themselves in check because they are opposites. They have opposites among themselves, right? So each one is, dependent, interdependent, entities. But there is one entity who is Allah, who is the creator, who is not dependent on anything. So Imam Qayyim says this in his book Prophetic Medicine, right? So here he tells us about the concept of Tawheed, right? So what here we need to remember is everything is in balance. So when there is balance, there is health. When there is balance, right, there is, health. The body is fit, the body is fine. So when does disease arise? When there is an unbalance, when something is out of proportion, when something is higher than what it should be, the normal levels, higher than the normal levels, right? So this is how disease occurs. This is what Imam Qayyim says, that everything is in balance. The imbalance in anything can be anything, right? What are the things which we are going to discuss today, inshallah? Okay, the basic things which we need to always remember, okay, which should be used in diagnosis and treatment, right? So what are the, proportions? Okay, what are those things which should be perfect in proportions, that we are going to discuss. Okay, first understand that whatever, goes out of proportion, it leads to what? It leads to disease, right? So it is Allah who is keeping everything in what? Due proportion, which is kept in proper balance. If anything is out of balance, what happens? Right, it leads to, diseases. It leads to diseases, can be any kind of disease, right? See how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is controlling, right, the proper heart rate, the breathing, uh, proportions of, the breathing rate, and how the muscles in the intestine, it contracts, it relaxes. Okay, it is all controlled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept all those functions, right, intact, right? So the whole body with all the organs, with all the systems inside, okay, they coordinate, everything, they coordinate, they work together, and they themselves keep everything in under balance. Okay, they check each other and they keep themselves in balance. Okay, so that's what I want to tell you, that everything is in balance condition, right? Now moving to the next concept. Okay, so what we just learned is about what? It's about the yin yang concept, which is very, very important. Every one of us should remember, right? Next concept is about the five elements, right? So all the major uh, Muslim scientists, the field of medicine, they all claim that anything, you take anything in the universe, it is the mixture, it is built upon five basic elements. Okay, fire, earth, air, water, and space. Five basic elements. Okay, so it is obvious, right? So what are we made up of? It is all silica. See, right? All the muscles, everything, whatever solid, okay, it is of silica. Silica is what? It comes from the earth. Yeah, the mud, right? So also we also have what? We also have a little bit of heat inside the body, air, gases, and also fluids, and a little bit of space. So this is our composition. So we are made up of these five elements. And so the other creations, okay, you take anything from the mountain, from the tiny, atom to a mountain, everything has these five elements inside. Okay, it is made up of these five elements. Okay, right. So, right. So what we need to check, what we need to be very sure is these five elements, are there in due proportion? Are they in a balanced proportion, in the balanced state? If some element, okay, is higher than the threshold, is higher than the normal levels, there will be a problem, there will be a disease. When something is lower than what it needs to be, then there will be also, in that condition, there will be a disease, there will be an ailment. Okay, so this is what even Sina says. Okay, diseases occur due to imbalances in between these four elements, right? See, actually there are five. Okay, in certain books like Imam Qayyim, he mentions as four, but actually it's five. When we see other systems like Ayurveda, Unani, you take Chinese medicine, TCM, it's five. Five elements are the fundamentals. Okay, so there is, if there is an imbalance in all these five elements, it will lead to what? It will lead to disease, right? So now 12 vital organs of the body. Okay, 12 vital organs of the body. Yesterday we also discussed about this topic as well. See, we discussed that there are 12 organs, they have channels, okay, running across the body, right? So these 12 organs of the body, they correspond to these five elements separate, right? Look at the screen, right? So four organs: heart, small intestine, pericardium. What is pericardium? Pericardium is the outer covering of the heart. It is the protector of the heart. And the triple warmer. Now, triple warmer this is based on, the ancient research. Okay. They say that this triple warmer is equivalent to the endocrine system, which has been found recently. The endocrine system, the pituitary glands and the other glands which are there in the body, right? So these four organs, namely heart, small intestine, pericardium, which is the outer covering of the heart, and the triple warmer, which is equivalent to the endocrine system, they correspond to what? This fire element. Okay. Then the spleen, okay, which is there on the left side, quadrant of the front part. Okay, spleen, which is a vital organ which takes care of digestion and also producing immune cells. Spleen and stomach. Okay, this pair corresponds to what? Earth element. Okay, on what basis? That we'll discuss. On what basis spleen and stomach corresponds to earth, and what basis these four organs, heart, small intestine, pericardium, triple warmer, they correspond to the fire element. All those things we will discuss in the coming slides. Then number 3, the third element. Lungs and large intestine, they belong to the air element, or otherwise called as metal element. Okay, just note down, right? Then the fourth element, liver and gallbladder, they belong to the space or the wood element. Okay. Then lastly, the fifth element, kidney and gallbladder, kidney and urinary bladder, they belong to the water element. Kidney and urinary bladder, they belong to the water element. Okay. Now, most of things are obvious, right? See, kidney, gallbladder, I mean the urinary bladder, they take care of the water balance. They belong to the water element, right? So then the lungs and the large intestine, the lungs, it takes care of the breathing, right? They belong to the air element category, right? And the heart, the small intestine, the heart, it pumps the blood. So the blood, it's one of its important function is to, send heat, to spread heat throughout the body. So these organs, they belong to the fire element category. Okay. So most of things are obvious here, right? Exactly. Now, what happens here is if any of these elements, okay, their levels go high or they go down, okay, or they are lesser, then there are ailments which develop inside the body. Okay, can't be major, can be simple issues. It can be diagnosed easily, and even the treatment can be given using Thibb, perspective, also using acupoints. Okay, right. So this is a very important theory, just called as a 5-element theory, which is used in diagnosis and treatment methods. Right. So you must be clear right now. So what are the organs, and they fall into which element category, right? So I hope that you'll be sure. Now, another thing which you need to notice here is there is a pair, right? See, for earth, you have a pair, the spleen and the stomach. Similarly, for air, you have lungs and the large intestine. And same goes for all the elements. So a pair corresponds to a element, isn't it? Right. So we call this as the yin yang pair. Now, for example, if you take this liver and gallbladder, this is a yin yang pair. Here, the liver is the yin organ, Y-I-N. Gallbladder is the yang organ, Y-A-N-G. Okay. So why do we categorize this way? Why liver is yin and gallbladder is yang? That we will discuss. Similarly, all those organs which I have put on the left side, that is heart, pericardium, spleen, lungs, liver, kidney, all those organs which I have put on the left side, they're all called as the yin organs. Note down. And everything which I have put on the right side, the small intestine, the triple warmer, the stomach, the large intestine, the gallbladder, the urinary bladder, they're all the yang organs. They are the yang organs. It is this way. Okay. So you may note down which organs are the yin and which are the yang ones. Yes. So I'm showing you the slide. You can note down. This one is easy for you to note and remember. Okay. So the ones which are in the first column, they are the yin ones. The second column, they are the yang ones. Okay. Right. So why this, classification? Again, I told you already in the beginning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything in pairs. Okay. So they function together, they work together to fulfill one particular function, to accomplish one system, to make one entire system. Okay. For example, you take liver. Liver is a yin organ, isn't it? Liver produces what? Yellow bile. It secretes yellow bile. And where does it get stored? In the gallbladder. Okay. Here, kidney, what does it do? Kidney filters the blood, and where does it store the urine to get excreted? In the urinary bladder. in the urinary bladder. Okay. Similarly, all the other organs, they function the same way. Okay. That these things, inshallah, we'll discuss in the coming classes in detailed way. Right? Clear? Right. So now you need to understand one thing regarding the yin and the yang mode. Right? So when we say yang, it means what? Heat. It means gas. Can be gas, heat, dizziness, burning sensation, anything related to what? Hyperactiveness, heat, it's yang. Okay, dryness, heat, hyperactivity, more active, being more active, more, overactive, it's yang. Okay, yin, what is yin? Yin is calming, nature, cold nature, right? Not hyperactive, hypoactive, okay, inactive nature, right? Less energy, fatigue, okay, moisture, hypofunction, right? Pale urine. If a person says that he has pale urine, that's almost yin, right? So just remember this one, okay? Just take this slide into your mind. Now, coming to each and every system, each and every organ has its own yin and yang. Let's say, for example, right, stomach yang. Okay, when we come across stomach yang, it means what? There is heat in the stomach. Okay, kidney yin. What does the mean of kidney yin? Can anybody type in? What is kidney yin? Is it heat or cold? Yes, exactly. So when you come across this word, kidney, it means there is coldness in the kidney. So accordingly, there will be symptoms in the body. What can be the symptoms? Pale urine. Okay. Excessive urine. Okay. Right. The person gets urine frequently, and especially during the night time, because the night time it's cold. Right. So this is how we need to, work out. Okay. We need to find out which organ, which system, where the problem is in which organ, and whether it is yin or yang. Say, for example, person comes to you, tells you about constipation. He tells you that he complains about constipation. Okay, where does constipation happen? Large intestine. So what is constipation? Whether it is yin or yang, it is yang. Okay, so this particular person has constipation, so it is a yang disease, and where it is, it's in large intestine, so it is large intestine has yang excess. So what we need to do now? What the words we need to select? Okay, what lifestyle we need to advise him? What kind of lifestyle, and what kind of points are we going to choose? So this is how we're going to treat any patient. Got it? Okay, so this is all what we are going to discuss in this 25-day course, and it's going to be easy. Don't worry. It's not going to be rocket science. This is not MBBS 5 years. Okay, anybody can learn easily. Okay, and thing is, you need to keep on revising again and again. Right. So now you got the idea, which is what is yin, what is yang. How do we understand when something comes across like it's yang, right? Clear? Right. So note down. See, yin, when we say yin, by its virtue, it is cold. Okay, it's cold. It's cool. And when we say about yin organs, let's say liver is yin, isn't it? Right? And what else? Kidney is yin. Their job is to nourish. They nourish. Okay, other things that they produce few vital fluids. Like for example, spleen yin. Spleen is yin organ, so spleen produces blood, right? And it also provides other energy to the body, right? So these are the things which we'll learn in deeply in the coming classes, right? Functions of yang. Basically, functions of yang is what? Warming, okay, making things hot, transforming, changing from one thing to another thing, protection, defense, right? Movement, moving, right? Holding things, right? So these are the things related to the yin and the yang concept, right? So now you might be clear about what is yin and yang, and also about the five elements and how our organs, 12 vital organs, they correspond to either, which elements they correspond to, which of the five elements, right? Now, few more informations about the yin and the yang organs. So you see the yang organs, okay? The yang organs. What are the yang organs? Stomach, bladder, large intestine, the gallbladder, the small intestine. These yang organs are basically what? They're empty. They have cavities inside. Whereas the yin organs, they are solid in nature. You take liver, okay? You take the spleen, you take the lungs, you take the kidneys, okay? You take the heart. Mostly they are solid in nature. They don't have cavities much, right? Whereas all the yang organs, okay, gallbladder, large intestine, small intestine, stomach, urine bladder, they have cavities inside. That is, they store something for some time and they exit it out. Like, for example, what does the stomach store? It stores what? It stores the food, it digests it, and it sends to the intestine, okay, for absorption, for assimilation. Okay, so this is the extra information about the yin and the yang organs. Okay, so basically, right? So actually, these are the couples, the yin and the yang couples, which correspond to the elements. Okay. Now again, let me remind you that all these 12 organs, vital organs, they also have what? They also have what? Meridians, channels running across the body. Okay. The front part, it has the yin channels, yin, yin channels. Okay. Let just look at the diagram here. This is the front part, right? So these channels, these are the yin channels, the lung, okay, the middle one is the heart, and this side, the medial side, it is the pericardium. That is the ulnar side, right? At the back side, we have the rest of the three, right, channels, which is the large intestine on this side, on the radial side, and in the middle, we have the triple warmer, or on the ulnar side, it is the triple warmer. Sorry, the small intestine. Okay, right. So this is how the channels are located. Okay, similarly on the legs, we also have what? We also have the yin and the yang channels flowing, right? On the front part, again, what we have? We have the yin channels. Okay, we have the yin channel, the liver, the spleen, and the kidney. All on the back side, on slightly on the sides, we have the rest of the three, channels, which are the yang ones. The gallbladder, the stomach, and the urinary bladder. So this is how they are flowing over the body on the front side, on the back side. Okay, basically the front part of the body, it is called as the yin side of the body. The back side of the body is called as the yang side of the body. Front is the yin, the back side is the yang. Note down. Okay, right. So another extra information regarding the organs is the yin organs. They nourish the body with blood. They transform, like, for example, you take the spleen. The spleen is the organ which transform, the food. Okay, whatever we eat, it transform it to nutrients, micronutrients. Okay, the macronutrients which we eat, that is the one which converts it to micronutrients. Okay, they work best when they are full, whereas the hollow organs, they receive, they transport, right, and they excrete. For example, the stomach, the large intestine, the small intestine, right? This is how they work. This is a little bit extra information which you need to remember, right? So now a little bit, more information about these organs, how they are, they correspond to the fire element, or the air element. Okay, in a very simple way I have put it on the slides. See, look here, the fire element. Okay, under the fire element we have four organs. What are they? The heart, the small intestine, the pericardium, and the triple valve. Okay, so these are the the generators of the body, which generate the heat inside the body. Okay, so the heat, it is spread throughout the body. Okay, so it is done through the circulation of the blood. Okay, so they maintain the temperature, right? And they house the mind. Okay, they, right, any issues with this element, with these organs, any issues with these organs, it will affect the mind, it will affect the person's intellect. Okay, that is, the person might develop psychological issues as well, right? Then they are related to what? Communication. They are related to communication, speech issues, right? Issues related to the tongue. Okay, speech disabilities. Okay, we have to diagnose this particular element, this particular organ. Okay, right. So next is earth element. See, earth element, it has these two organs, spleen, the stomach. They are the most essential organs, which take care of what? Digestive system, metabolism, and digestion. Okay, and also they control the muscles and the forelimbs. Someone has, body ache, the hands and legs are paining, that is because either the stomach or the spleen energy is down, it's low. Okay, is low, right? So we can say that the chi is less. Spleen, that's what it's written here, spleen chi deficiency, right? So these organs are the ones which hold all the other parts of the body, the the whole structure of the body. So that is why they are called as, they correspond to earth element. What does the earth do? See, look at this diagram. The earth holds all the other creatures, right? It holds the other organisms, the creatures, the trees, and everything it holds. Similarly, it's the spleen and the stomach which holds the other organs. Say someone comes with organ prolapse, let's say uterus prolapse, that is because the chi here means what? The energy of spleen is less. All right, deficiency, spleen chi deficiency, we'll say spleen chi deficiency, and we'll use appropriate Thibb herbs and also acupoints. Kidney and bladder, what they do is they govern the water metabolism, right? They filter the blood, they take care of the waste waters, right? They also are related to the growth, reproduction, and development. Yes, if a person, if a woman has miscarriages, frequent miscarriages, okay, that is because her kidney chi is weak. Okay, kidney chi is weak, so we have to deal with the kidney's energy, right? We have to give appropriate points, we have to increase the kidney's energy, right? It also takes care of the brain, right? If somebody faints, we need to use the kidney point, because the kidney energy takes care of the mind, it takes care of the consciousness. Okay, it also takes care of the bones and joints. If someone has arthritis, osteoporosis, the bone issue, then we have to take care of the kidney channel, the kidney meridians, kidney points, and we have to nourish the kidney using Thibb herbs. This is how we're going to deal with issues like these. Then, and again, why does kidney and gallbladder are correspond to the water element? It's obvious, because they take care of the water metabolism of the body, just like how water does in this universe. Wood or space element. Now, the organs which correspond to the wood and space element are the liver and the gallbladder. Okay, so the natural therapy say that the liver, it gives this, it makes the energy, the life force, to flow without any obstruction. Okay, and it even it stores the blood. These are the four important functions which are listed there in the you know in the Chinese medicine and other Ayurvedic medicines, right? So the main important function is it ensures the smooth flow of chi. Okay, so that is, it provides space. That is why the name space element, right? And it stores blood, it controls the nerves. Okay, if someone comes with the issue like, the shivering hands, then we have to take care of the liver channel, liver points, and we need to really take care of liver using Thibb herbs, right? It also controls vision, right? Right. So this is how these, five elements are there inside the body, and these are the organs which correspond to them. And this is how we need to really diagnose and treat what are the issues related to these elements, right? Right. Another thing which is very interesting is about the circadian rhythm, which is known as chi cycle. Okay. See, each organ has its own peak time. See, every organ is working 24 bar 7, whether you're awake, whether you're asleep. But in the whole 24 hours period, right, there are 2 hour slots which is allocated for each and every organ, where the chi, the energy flows vigorously, very with lot of strength and power. Okay, so these timings are very important. We need to maintain those certain lifestyle. Okay, that is we can't do everything anytime. Okay, we need to be very sure what we are doing at a particular time in the day and the night. Okay, based on this organ clock theory, this is called as the organ clock theory. We can design, we can decide what we need to do, right? We know what are the best things to do, and what best times, what we need to do at particular time. Say for example, right, the morning period, let's start from 7 a.m., or let's say 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. It is the large intestine time. Now, this particular period, it is very important for us to empty the bowels. We have to go to the washroom and empty our bowels. If someone is not able to empty their bowels, they have problems, right? They aren't able to empty their bowels. If they have constipation, then they will develop some other problem some other day. Okay, so they have to regularly empty their bowels under this time slot, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., because this is the large intestine time, and this is when large intestine is going to work at its best. Okay, when the person does that, he is not going to have what, any kind of gastric issue, digestive issue, or any kind of burps, whatever, right? So this is what I say. Then from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. it is the time of the stomach. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the time of spleen. So this one, this yellow orange, is the earth element time. So this particular period, what we need to do, we need to take a very, very good nutritious breakfast. This is the time for breakfast, and we need to start the work. Okay, we need to start our work, whatever it is. Okay, we don't need to again go ahead and take some rest or go to bed, and let's get up at 11 a.m. and let's go to the work. No, this is the time for what, work. Okay, planning. Take the breakfast, start working. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the hard time. It is the time where the blood circulates vigorously, right? So you need to you better not to go out in the hot you know climate when it's hot, right? So you need to continue your work. Then from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. again, it is small intestine time. This is the fire element time from 11 to 3. Okay, this 1 to 3 p.m. it is the best time to take your lunch, because this time the small intestine is working. It is going to assimilate and absorb the nutrients in the best way. Okay, right. Then from 3 to 5 it is bladder time. It is the time where you have to empty your urinary bladder. Yes, you have to go to the washroom. You have to empty your urinary bladder. So those who are not going to take care of this timing, if they are not emptying their bladder on time, that is from 3 to 5 perfectly, then they are going to affect. Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay, so I was telling about this bladder time, isn't it? This bladder and kidney time. Right. Next is the pericardium, the triple warmer or the triple burner time, which is from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. So This is just the normal time which we need to spend, nothing special about it. Then from 11 to 1, it is the gallbladder time. Right? See, from 9 to 11, when it is triple warmer time, it is the best time to go to bed. Okay, you should not exceed 11 p.m. Okay, so maximum it's 11 p.m. Right, from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. That is the wood or the space time. That is the period where the gallbladder and the liver are working. So liver, it will really take care of all the toxins. It will remove the toxins from the body. So it is very important that we take complete rest. We are on the bed. It will take care of all the flushing of the toxins. Okay, takes care of the cholesterol levels and everything. Right. So when a person doesn't sleep, when a person does night shifts and late night shifts, right, and sleeps very late or does night shift and sleeps only in the next day morning, so they are going to really affect their kidneys. I'm sorry, the liver and the gallbladder. Okay, so they are going to have blood issues and other issues related to the liver from 3 a.m. to uh, 5 a.m. It is the lung time. Okay, so it is the best time to get up for fajr. Okay, for meditation and for learning. Okay, so that is the best time for learning. Okay, you see here another thing which you have to notice is about the timings of salah. Right, the timings of salah. Right, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has fixed all the times according to this organ clock, this circadian clock, so that everything you know really coordinates. There is a coordination between our prayers and even the system, the organ system inside our body. Right, see, where is the fajr time? It is the lungs period. When we get up, we breathe. Right, so we breathe fresh air during the fajr time. The air is fresh. Right, so the lungs get activated, the body gets activated. Zohar time, it's at 1 p.m. Okay, where we need to little bit relax because it's the hard time. We need to relax ourselves. Okay, asar time, it's at after the kailula. Right, after the small nap which is there in the sunnah, which we need to take it after the lunch. Asar time, after kailula, you go to asar. Okay, you refreshed up. Then maghrib is just after the kidney time. Then isha is when it is the pericardium, again related to the fire element, so you need to relax the time as well. Okay, so this is the detailed information about all these things is there in the slide. Okay, I'll be sending the PDF, inshallah. Next theory, it's about how these five elements, they coordinate among themselves to check whether everything is perfect, whether there is balance in the body system. Okay, so there are two cycles you need to remember. Number one is the generation cycle. Okay, what is generational cycle? That is one system helping the other system to transfer the energy. This is generation cycle. Another one is the controlling cycle. That is one system, one element or the organ group controlling the other organ group so that the other one doesn't exceed, doesn't become excess, becomes very overactive. Okay, so this one checks each other. Okay, so the first one is the generation cycle. Okay, generation cycle is known as the mother son cycle. Okay, questions in the last sister, inshallah. We'll discuss all those questions. Okay, the first system is what? First cycle is what? The mother son cycle. What is mother son cycle? Okay, it's like parenting. What does a parent do? They nourish their child. Okay, they support their child. Okay, they give whatever they have. They just give out of affection and love. Similarly, one system supports the other system by supplying enough energy. Have you ever noticed that when you uh, had lot of sneezing, coughing, suppose you got immediate allergy, you also felt very hungry at the same time. You want to eat something immediately, right? You felt hungry, right? So that is because when lungs is using its energy to flush out the toxins by sneezing and coughing. Okay, it's getting the energy. It is getting the energy from the stomach. Okay, from the stomach. Okay, because stomach is the mother of the lungs, right? So that is why, because you get this hunger sensation when you are sneezing, and you are using a lot of energy from the lungs. Okay, so this way the liver, right? So this is how the cycle is. The liver is the mother of heart. Okay, or the fire element. The wood element is the mother of fire element. The fire element is the mother of the earth element. Earth element is the mother of metal element. Metal element is the mother of water element. So this is the generating cycle. So the energy gets passed on from one element to another element, right? So this is how it gets passed on. Okay, right. So many examples are there how it happens. Like, when see, for example, we take heart is the mother of spleen. What is the function of spleen? Transformation, that is metabolism, digestion. Now the heart is the organ which pumps the blood to the spleen so that it can function perfectly to digest. Okay, to really transform, metabolize, right? Have you ever noticed that when you took heavy food, okay, a lot of let's say fat, lots of oil, okay, you found that your heartbeat for 1 or 2 minutes went very fast. Did you ever notice that? Yeah, that is because the spleen needs a lot of energy because you have ate heavy food, right? The heart is giving that enough blood by beating faster so that the spleen does its work, its job perfectly fine. Okay, so what happens is the person becomes tensed up. Oh no, I don't know why it's my heart beats shoots up suddenly, goes to the doctor. Okay, get some other diagnosis, right? So this is perfectly very normal, it happens, right? So this is one cycle. Okay, this is generating cycle. So each organ supports the other organ by sending energy, right? So this way, right, every other organ contributes, helps the other organ system. Next is the controlling cycle. Now this is called as the father son cycle. Now here, why especially it's father? Because father is the one who controls the family, especially the children. Now this cycle, what it does, it controls the other, one element controls the other element. Okay, it keeps it under check so that it doesn't exceed its limits. Okay, for example, water is the father of fire. So when the fire element goes high, when it shoots up, okay, the water element takes care of that issue, that it cools it down. Okay, so this is how it happens, right? So what happens here is when, let's say, kidney takes care of the heart. When the heart energy or the heart yang is excess, kidney takes care of it. That is, it reduces the excess heart yang. Okay, so what does the kidney do? It cools, it moistens the heart, the fire of the heart. Okay, so it's just like water quenching the fire. Okay, right. So similarly, we have many other examples. Okay, for example, liver, stomach. Okay, so liver is the father, son is the stomach. Say, let's say this is spleen actually, no, but stomach is the the pair organ. So when someone has nausea, belching, right, and gastric issues, it is the liver, you know, which has to be treated, because the liver will keep this stomach and spleen, this pair, on check. It will bring it down. Okay, its levels of energy. Okay, it will reduce the belching, the gastric issues, all those things. Okay, so this is how this controlling cycle works. Now, a question. The question is, okay, how are we supposed to use these cycles, these concepts in treatment, diagnosis? Yeah, obvious thing is what? Yeah, it is very helpful in diagnosis, right? Treatment is we use Thibb herbs plus points. We have special points in every channel to reduce, to either to boost the energies of the organs, or to reduce the energy by using, the opposite elements, right? For example, we have what? We have points like tonification point, right? For example, this is LU9, LU9. So when we press this point, right, energy from the stomach, right, comes to the lungs. Okay, so this is tonification point. What is the meaning of tonification? Tonification, increasing the energy, giving energy, energizing, right? So this LU9 is the tonification point for the lung channel. So for example, someone has, you know, aren't able to breathe properly, there is breathing issue, right? Can't breathe, shallow breathing. LU9 will work. LU9, you give LU9, all the breathing problems, the shallow breathing, right? All those things will fade away, inshallah. Okay. Similarly, if someone has issues, right? Like for example, you know, uh, someone, someone's lung is overactive, is overactive, right? Then you need to give this point LU10, overactive or heat in the lungs. You have to give LU10. Okay, this will decrease, you know, the heat of the lungs. Okay, so there are points like this, right, where we can use, right. At the same time, we can also use what? Thibb herbs. Now we come to the Thibb area. Okay, the Thibb area, that is which, what kind of, diet and what kind of things we need to consume. Again, to your surprise, we also have what? Five elements. The same concept applies in different types of tastes. So how many types of taste we have? Look at the slide. 6 types of taste. We have sweet, sour, pungent, astringent, bitter, salty. Right? So you know what is sweet. You're very sure. How does it taste? The sweet taste. And you know the sour taste. You know the pungent. Pungent is that spicy one. Right? You know what is bitter. You know what is salty. But some of you might be wondering, what is this astringent taste? Right? Astringent taste. How does it taste actually? Have you ever, okay, tasted this pomegranate rind? That is the chilka of this pomegranate rind. Have you ever tasted this? How do you feel? How do you think you feel when you eat this? Yeah, most of you haven't done it, right? So that particular place which has this dry kind of feeling, right? That is called as astringent taste. Okay. Now every food, everything you eat has the feature of that element. Okay, as the feature of the element has yin and yang as well, right? Okay, now just look at the list here. Sweet taste has earth and water inside. Surprising, right? Sour taste has fire and earth. Salty taste has fire and water. Pungent or spicy taste has fire and air. Bitter taste has air and space, that is the wood. Astringent has air and earth. Now, what do I mean by this? Sweet taste having earth and water, sour taste fire and earth. Let's say sour. Okay, let's take this pungent. What does it have? What elements does it have? Fire and air. Yeah. So when I say that this pungent taste has fire and air, okay, it will also have the properties of what? Fire. Okay. What will happen if you put, right, all the chilies inside the mouth? Yeah, it will just burn your mouth, isn't it? Right? Yes. And it has air. If you take these pungent spicy items more, it will create gas inside the body. That's air. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, similarly, you take sour, you take a lot of sour items, yeah, you will feel what? Acidity. Okay, you will have the soreness, sour belching and acidity inside the stomach because it has fire properties. Okay, what is this earth property? Okay, you might get a question. What is this earth property? Okay, what does the earth do? What is the features of the earth? Earth, it's solid. It is solid. It takes care. It holds all the other creatures, right? Yes. When you take sweet, it is going to give you this solidifying effect. That is, it is going to build your body. It is going to build your muscles. It is going to build your your bones and ligaments, everything. That is, if you need nourishment, you have to take more sweet food. Okay, when I say sweet, it's not that sweet from the halwa shop. Okay, anything, okay, which tastes a little bit sweet. You take rice, it is sweet in taste. You take milk, it is sweet, right? You take wheat, it is sweet. Barley is sweet, right? Most of the things with staple items which we eat mostly are sweet in taste. The pickle is sour, right? The black pepper is pungent. The salt, the common salt is salty, right? That karela is bitter, right? Astringent taste, we don't take much, but it has a lot of medicinal properties, right? So this way, every food which we take, every taste which we take has these properties. So now question, how are these things going to help us? How are these things going to help us? Yes, exactly, it is going to help us in treatment, right? So what is the problem? How do we solve this? Like Ibn Qayyim says that everything functions properly until there is what? Balance. Everything's in balance, right? So when there is acidity, say for example, there is acidity, right? The stomach is producing a lot of acid, right? So which one do we have to use? Which food or which food we need to take? What is acid? Acid is fire, right? So what is opposite of fire? It's water. Isn't it? Where is water? It is there in the sweet taste. You take sweet, it will quench the fire. Or you take, salt, but you mix a lot of water in the salt and you take it, is going to work as an antacid. It works perfectly fine. Okay, so this is how we need to do our treatment. Okay, so this is the Thibb method. So when anything is excess, we have to take its opposite. When anything is deficient, okay, we have to take those things which will increase its, its strength. This is how we need to do. So there are different ways. One is the Thibb way, taking those spices, those fruits and vegetables with the appropriate taste, flavor, and even color. Yes, even color has medicinal properties, right? The color for stomach and spleen is yellow and orange. Ginger. What is the color of ginger? Yellow. Yeah, it's good for stomach and the spleen. It is good for digestion. Similarly, we have different types of fruits with different colors. Colors also take care of the energies of the organs, right? So there are a number of ways how we can deal with problems. Okay, right. So this is how all these things are going to help us, right? So in this course, inshallah, in the 25-day course, we are going to learn all these things. First, we are going to learn about each and every organ, right? Right, has so many things. For example, you take the lungs. Okay, the outer organ which is there on the face of lungs are the nose, right? If someone has sneezing issue, okay, very frequently the person gets sneezes, that means the lung yang is excess, the lungs energy is more, so we have to bring down the lungs energy. What do we need to do? For example, let's say, somebody gets what very frequently gets tongue sores, tongue inflammation, right? That means the heart yang is excess. So what do we need to do to reduce the heart yang? We have points, we have medicine, we have the lifestyle changes, inshallah, right? So when we learn this, when we inculcate this in everyday life, right, is effortless. Okay, treatment, medicine is effortless. Okay, and you stay tension free, and you can also save your pocket. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn in this course, inshallah. Okay, now any doubts you have about all these concepts, you can shoot all your doubts. Okay, so there's one question already there. Suppose we live in a place where Fajr is around 3 a.m., then the large intestine time starts from 3 a.m. Oh, such a nice question. Right. See, according to uh, the sunrise and sunset, the body's clock it changes. Okay, so it's all according to uh, the changes in the the timings of the sunset and the sunrise. Okay, so you don't have to worry. So accordingly, it will change. Not a problem. Any other doubts? It's okay. So what I'll do is I'll just send you the link of this video class. Okay, maybe if you watch this video again, you'll get more doubts. Then we will, inshallah, we'll try to clarify them, inshallah. Okay, so that's it for today, inshallah. We will meet up in the next class. See, from next class onwards, inshallah, from the fourth class, okay, it will be a paid class. From fourth to 25th class, it will be a paid class. So please, all those who have interested, okay, I request you to make your contributions for this course. Okay, so I'll make it clear. It is a this course is a knowledge transfer course. Okay, I believe that in every home there should be a person who should know this knowledge of prophetic medicine, also the pressure points, okay, which will really help them in emergency situations where, right, they first doing the first aid, right, self help, inshallah, right. So you know better than anyone else about your body, about your health, isn't it? And you know better about your spouse and your children, right? So you should be your own doctor and your family doctor first, right? So first aid, emergency, yes. For that, you need to learn these things, learn these information, and inshallah, practice and teach others as well. Okay, right. So let's speed up in the next class, inshallah. Till then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Wa hadha billahi tawfiq wa sallallahu ala nabiyina Muhammad walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.